Creating a supportive environment for psychological safety abstract. This article explores the critical role of psychological safety in successful onboarding and retention of new employees. The author, drawing from experience as an organizational consultant and leadership professor, argues that psychological safety, defined as confidence that one won't face rejection or punishment for speaking up, is essential for innovation, learning, and performance. The article outlines practical strategies for fostering psychological safety during onboarding, including implementing buddy systems, providing frequent feedback, emphasizing learning over judgment, demonstrating inclusion, and building personal connections. It further suggests methods to sustain psychological safety beyond initial onboarding through regular check-ins, public celebration of achievements, formal assessments, and recognizing risk-taking behaviors. Research evidence supports the conclusion that organizations prioritizing psychological safety experience higher retention, engagement, innovation, and stronger cultures of trust, ultimately benefiting both employee well-being and business outcomes. As an organizational consultant and leadership professor, I have seen firsthand how crucial psychological safety is for organizations to foster innovation, learning, and high performance. When new hires do not feel psychologically safe, it can negatively impact retention, engagement, and the development of an inclusive culture. Today we will discuss why psychological safety matters so much for newcomers and share practical strategies leaders can implement to create an environment where new hires feel comfortable taking risks and being their authentic selves from day one. Defining psychological safety. To set the stage, let's clarify what is meant by psychological safety. Amy Edmondson, a leading Harvard researcher on the topic, defines it as a shared belief held by members of a team that the team is safe for interpersonal risk-taking. Edmondson, 1999, p. 354. In essence, it is the confidence an individual feels about not being rejected, embarrassed, or punished for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns, or mistakes. Dewig, 2016. A psychologically safe workplace is one where people feel accepted and respected. Research has shown unequivocally that psychological safety is critical for team learning, problem-solving, and strong workplace relationships. Edmondson and Leahy, 2014. Yet unfortunately, many organizations do not prioritize cultivating it, especially for new hires. This can negatively impact engagement, performance, and retention. Ensuring new employees experience psychological safety from day one should be a top priority for leaders. Onboarding as a foundation for psychological safety. The onboarding process sets the tone for how psychologically safe or unsafe a new hire will feel. Done right, it lays the groundwork for inclusion and belonging. Done poorly, it can foster uncertainty and anxiety. Leaders must thoughtfully design onboarding with psychological safety in mind. Use a buddy system, assigning each new employee a buddy, a peer mentor who serves as a guide and support, is one of the best ways to promote psychological safety from day one. Hambuck and Rye, 2018. The buddy can answer questions, show them around, introduce them to people, and make them feel more comfortable in unfamiliar surroundings. Research indicates assigned buddies help new hires adjust faster and feel less isolated. Allen, 2006. Provide frequent feedback. New hires want constant feedback on how they're doing to reduce uncertainty. Latte, 2015. Leaders should schedule check-ins twice weekly minimum during onboarding. Use appreciative, constructive feedback to reinforce what's going well and provide guidance for development. New hires receiving frequent positive and corrective feedback report higher psychological safety and job satisfaction. Goldsmith, 2013. Emphasize learning over judgment. Focus feedback on learning and growth rather than evaluation and judgment. This shifts the mindset from one of being tested to one of continual learning and improvement. Edmondson found that framing mistakes as learning opportunities led to more risk-taking and idea-sharing on teams. Edmondson. 2007. Leaders conveying that it's okay to not know everything and that mistakes will happen can help new hires relax. Demonstrate inclusion through actions, while communicating the importance of inclusion is key. New hires will determine how inclusive a workplace truly feels based on observable behaviors. Leaders must model inclusive behaviors like actively soliciting diverse perspectives, giving credit where due, and addressing microaggressions or insensitive remarks. New hires note feeling less psychologically safe when they witness exclusionary conduct go unchecked. Rosenzweig. 2007. Foster connections beyond work, getting to know colleagues on a personal level outside of work through lunch groups. After-work socials and informal coffees builds trust and interpersonal comfort. Dutton. 2006. While not mandatory, encouraging new hires to connect informally with peers can help them feel part of the tribe, faster versus like outsiders. Companies where people form natural cross-team connections report higher employee satisfaction. Wang. 2017. Enhance psychological safety beyond onboarding. While onboarding sets the stage, ongoing efforts are needed to sustain psychological safety over the long term for retention of new talent. Some strategies leaders can employ: frequent check-ins with new hires, schedule regular one-on-ones in the first 6 months to see how new employees are adjusting and address any issues promptly, if they don't feel heard or that concerns will be taken seriously. Psychological safety will remain low. Leaders conveying a sincere willingness to listen and help fosters trust. Shine and Shine. 2017. Celebrate small wins publicly. Have new employees present back on early wins to the larger team. Sharing progress and learning builds confidence. Public recognition of contributions, even small ones, communicates new hires' ideas are valued. Carmely et al. 2009. Involve new hires in team celebrations, not just work functions, to reinforce their membership. Use psychological safety assessments. Survey new hires periodically on how comfortable they feel taking risks, speaking up and being themselves. Address any negative trends proactively. Leaders modeling transparency by highlighting survey results and action plans reinforces the importance of feedback. Edmondson and Mogulof. 2006. Fraser et al. 2017. Praise risk-taking and help-seeking. Make a point to acknowledge moments when new hires took interpersonal risks like asking questions or voicing unpopular opinions, and how it contributed to the team's success. Underscore that it's not only acceptable but valued to seek help from others. This reinforces that the team culture embraces vulnerability rather than perceives it as weakness. Shine and Shine. 2017. Conclusion: by prioritizing psychological safety through the onboarding process and beyond, companies have much to gain from higher retention of new hires, more engaged employees, greater innovation, and a stronger culture of trust and transparency. While not always easy to achieve, the research is conclusive. When organizations commit to cultivating an environment where people feel accepted for who they are and empowered to contribute their ideas without fear, both employee well-being and business performance will thrive. The strategies outlined provide leaders with actionable ways to ensure new hires feel supported with psychological safety from